There comes a moment in every soul-sip's life where the world feels loud, heavy, and unbearably narrow. Yet something inside whispers that there is more, that behind this ordinary life lies a hidden door, a door you have felt, but never fully seen, a door that does not open with strength or wealth or intellect, but with remembrance. Ibn Arabi said, "Every divine name is not just a sound, but a passage, a path back to the one you belonged to before you had a name of your own." You do not need to travel across continents to find him. You do not need miracles, visions, or secrets locked away in ancient books. You need one thing: to walk through the door that has always been waiting inside you. You are not here by coincidence. Something led you to these words, to this moment. Perhaps this is the door you have been searching for all your life. Let us step through it together. Ibn Arabi believed that the names of Allah are not labels. They are entrances into different worlds of experience. When you say Ar-Rahman, you do not merely recite mercy, you enter mercy. When your tongue touches Al-Ghaffar, forgiveness begins to breathe inside you. Every name is a universe. Every name is a door. But most people stand outside the doorway their entire lives, never crossing the threshold. You cannot call upon a name and remain unchanged. Each name reshapes the soul that speaks it, just as light shapes the room it enters. Think of a man drowning in sorrow who calls upon As-Salam. Peace reaches him not as an idea, but as presence. Think of a heart full of guilt calling at Tawwab. Suddenly it finds a road where there was only regret. The names of Allah do not answer from above. They answer from within. The one you call responds in the form of what you called. Ibn Arabi says the seeker is like someone holding many keys, unaware that each one opens a different gate. We ask for strength, but never call El-Qawi. We ask for provision, yet forget Ar-Razak. We complain of loneliness, but rarely remember Al-Wadud, the most loving. The doors we think are locked are simply doors we never knocked on with the right name. The beauty of the divine names is that they meet you where you are. If your heart is wounded, call Ash Shafi, and healing begins even before life changes. If the future terrifies you, call Al-Wakil, the one who takes care of affairs, and the weight lifts before the outcome appears. The name itself becomes a bridge between fear and trust. Ibn Arabi reminds us that to know a name is to taste it, not academically, but existentially. You understand Ar-Rahman only when mercy appears in you. You know Al-Hakim only when wisdom softens your decisions. You recognize Al-Nur when darkness inside begins to fade. The names do not change the world outside first. They change the world inside you. And when the inner world shifts, life itself transforms. What seemed impossible becomes reachable. What felt heavy becomes light. What was closed opens gently. Every name is an invitation. Every invitation is a path. And every path leads to the same origin, the one who named himself so that you may find him. This is the first door and the first awakening. You are not calling names. You are entering states, realities, mirrors of the divine. Walk through them, and the world you knew will no longer be the same. Ibn Arabi taught that the heart is a house, but most hearts are too full to receive anything divine. They are crowded with desires, memories, pain, attachments, pride, fear. So the light of Allah stands outside, waiting for a space to enter. Not because Allah is far, but because the door is blocked from within. To empty the heart is not to lose the world. It is to make space for the one who created it. Many people try to reach Allah while holding the world tightly in both hands. They want closeness to God, but also want the comfort of desire. They want love of Allah, but also the constant approval of people. You cannot stand at the door of the Beloved while carrying everything that keeps you from Him. Ibn Arabi says the heart must become a mirror, polished, clear, unburdened, before it can reflect the divine. Dust cannot reflect sunlight. A crowded heart cannot reflect God. Emptiness is not a void, it is readiness. When the heart empties of distractions, something beautiful happens. Silence appears, and with silence comes awareness. Stillness appears, and with stillness comes remembrance. A quiet heart hears what a noisy heart never could, the subtle call of the names. You begin to feel Allah not as a distant concept, but as a presence moving through your breath, your peace, your clarity. You begin to pray not because you must, but because you long to. You begin to remember Him not out of habit, but because the heart misses Him when it forgets. The world teaches us to fill ourselves with possessions, achievements, relationships. But Ibn Arabi reminds us that the divine enters only where space is made for Him, just as light enters a room only through an opening. Allah enters the heart when you open space. Look at your heart and ask gently, what takes space that belongs to Him? Which attachments keep the soul heavy? Which fears block the doorway He wishes to open? Letting go is not a loss, it is a clearing. You are not emptying yourself to be empty. You are emptying yourself so the Beloved may arrive. And when He arrives, the heart feels full. Full in a way the world never could fill it. Full in a way that is weightless, peaceful, luminous. Full with a presence that was always meant to be there. This is why Ibn Arabi said, "The heart that is empty of everything becomes filled with the One who is everything." When you release what is temporary, you receive what is eternal. When you remove what blocks you, the door opens without effort. When the heart becomes simple, Allah becomes near. You do not need to search harder. You need to carry less. The journey is subtraction, not addition. And the one who becomes empty becomes filled. Ibn Arabi said that the mind searches, but the heart sees. The intellect travels in circles, always questioning, comparing, calculating, yet it never reaches the center. The mind seeks to grasp God like an object, like a definition. But Allah is not an idea to be understood. He is a presence to be witnessed. You can study the ocean for years, analyze its waves, measure its depth, and still never feel the taste of salt upon your tongue. You can memorize the names of every star and still never feel the sky. Knowledge is not the same as encounter. The seeker who uses only intellect stands at the shore forever. The seeker who opens the heart steps into the ocean and is carried. Ibn Arabi taught that Allah cannot be reached by thought alone, because thought divides. It separates subject from object, seeker from sought. But Allah is not separate. He is nearer than the jugular vein, closer than breath, present even when forgotten. The heart realizes this instantly, without logic. It recognizes what it always knew. True knowing is not learning, it is remembering. You do not come to Allah as if arriving somewhere new. You awaken to the one who was always there. It is not discovery, it is unveiling. When you stop trying to think your way to God, you begin to witness Him everywhere, in the quiet between two breaths, in the softness of forgiveness you didn't expect, in the way your heart calms during prayer without explanation. Witnessing happens not through arguments, but through presence. The mind says, "Show me proof." The heart says, "I feel Him." the mind waits for signs. The heart is itself a sign. This is why a scholar may know 1,000 books, yet feel distant from Allah, while a simple shepherd watching the sky may feel closer than the most educated thinker. The shepherd witnesses. The scholar analyzes. One stands outside the door. The other enters. Thinking about God is like staring at a door. Witnessing God is walking through it. The intellect has its place. It guides, organizes, protects from error. But it is not the final step. Knowledge is a map, but the heart is the traveler. When the mind surrenders, the veil thins. When the heart opens, the beloved is seen. Not with eyes, not with reason, but with a knowing older than thought. This is the realization of Ibn Arabi. You cannot reach him by thinking, but you can meet him by being. Be present. Be silent. Be aware. And you will witness what the mind could never find. Ibn Arabi taught that people search for Allah the way travelers search for treasure. Across lands, across teachers, across philosophies, believing the path lives somewhere far, hidden in the distance. But the seeker eventually returns to find that the true journey never needed footsteps. It needed inward descent, not outward travel. You can circle the world and still stand at the same doorway in your soul. The inner path begins the moment you stop running from yourself. When you sit quietly, when you listen to the pulse of your own heart, when you observe your thoughts instead of being ruled by them, you begin to feel something subtle, a presence beneath the noise. Ibn Arabi says that Allah is not reached through miles, but through unveiling. The door does not open when the body moves. It opens when the heart remembers. Some people think closeness to Allah is found in a distant place, in a desert, in a mosque far away, in the voice of a scholar, but He is nearer than any teacher, nearer than any place, nearer even than your own breath. The teacher only points you back to yourself. The place only quiets what distracts you. The journey is only the mirror through which you rediscover your own soul. The path is not a road, it is realization. When you stop seeking outside, you notice something profound. The one you were searching for is already speaking inside you. He speaks through intuition. He speaks through calm. He speaks through the ache of longing that visits you in the night. He speaks through the sudden clarity that arrives without reason. The only veil between you and Allah is your belief that He is distant. Remove that belief, and you will find Him not across the earth, but behind the walls you built within yourself. You are not moving toward Him. You are waking back into Him. Every step is inward. Every unveiling is inner sight. Every realization is a door inside your chest. When you look within deeply enough, you discover something astonishing. You are not a seeker searching for God. You are a soul remembering where it came from. What you have been seeking is the one who was seeking you first. What you thought was journey was simply return, and the destination was never a place. It was an awakening of presence inside the heart. This is the fourth door Ibn Arabi opens. The beloved is not found outside. He is realized within. When you stop searching outward, you finally arrive. Not by movement, but by recognition. Not by distance, but by depth. The doors you seek are carved inside your soul. Walk inward, and you will find every one of them open. Ibn Arabi revealed a secret that most of the world never sees. The divine names you remember do not simply answer you, they shape you. When a person constantly calls upon Al-Sabur, patience is not given to them like a gift wrapped in ease. It grows inside their bones. Their heart expands beyond frustration. Endurance becomes instinct. You do not just receive patience, you become patient. When you invoke Al-Ghaffar, forgiveness does not merely arrive. You begin to forgive yourself. You begin to forgive others. You stop carrying the weight of old wounds like stones in your chest. The one who remembers forgiveness becomes forgiveness. The names descend as traits. The one who remembers Ar-Razik begins to trust sustenance, not from people or material channels, but from the one who feeds every soul in the darkness of the womb. Work remains, effort remains, but anxiety dissolves. Provision is no longer feared. You step into a calm confidence. He is the provider, not my plans, not my strength, not my connections. And slowly, without noticing, you become a person whose heart lives in reliance instead of panic. This is the alchemy of Dhikr, the silent transformation of the soul. You cannot call the name of light and remain in darkness. You cannot call the name of peace and remain at war within yourself. You cannot call the name of love and remain closed and bitter. Every name you repeat rewrites your inner landscape. It does not change you in a moment. It carves into you slowly, like water shaping stone, until one day you wake up softer, calmer, more present, more surrendered. Ibn Arabi said that Dhikr is not repetition, it is becoming. You repeat the name until the name repeats itself inside you, until the tongue is no longer required, because the heart is chanting even in silence, even in sleep. You pray and you feel him praying through you. You breathe and you feel his breath inside yours. You no longer call upon Allah as something separate. You call upon him as the one flowing through your being. This is the transformation few recognize. You do not worship from a distance. You dissolve into the attributes you call. When you remember Allah, his qualities awaken in you. When his qualities awaken in you, you walk through life as a mirror of his mercy, his light, his patience, his love. And this is why Ibn Arabi taught, the one who remembers Allah becomes a reflection of what they remember. Call upon him, not to receive, but to become. Call upon him, not to change the world, but to change your inner world first. Because when the inner world changes, everything else follows. This is the fifth door, the door of transformation. The door where remembrance becomes identity, where the divine is not only praised, but lived through you. Ibn Arabi taught something that turns the entire human understanding of suffering upside down. Hardship is not a wall, it is a doorway. But most people walk away from it instead of through it. When something painful happens, a loss, a break, a disappointment, the mind immediately calls it misfortune. It says, why me? Why now? Why this? But the heart of the knower whispers a different question. What door is opening through this? Pain is not proof that God has turned away from you. It is often the sign that he is drawing you closer by removing the things you relied upon instead of him. Look at your life carefully. When did you pray the deepest? When did your heart bow with sincerity, not ritual? When did you taste the sweetness of tears that washed the soul clean? It was not in comfort. It was in breaking. Comfort makes the heart sleepy. Difficulty wakes it. Suffering pushes you to the threshold where surrender becomes the only step left. Ibn Arabi says the believer must learn to read pain like scripture. Every wound is a verse. Every tear, a hidden message. Not punishment, not abandonment, but purification. When Allah removes something, it is often because you held it like an idol, a person, a job, an expectation, a dream, something you loved more than the one who gave it. So he breaks what you worship, so you may worship only him. This is not cruelty. It is mercy wearing a difficult face. A child cries when medicine is bitter, unaware that healing is entering its veins. The soul too cries, unaware that difficulty is rewiring it for strength, faith, clarity, surrender. The door does not look like a door at first. It looks like loss. It looks like failure. It looks like chaos, closed paths, unanswered prayers. But every heartbreak is actually a doorway to a deeper connection. Every loss is an opening for new provision. Every delay is a doorway to better timing. Every unanswered prayer is a doorway to a greater answer. If the door to one path closes, it may be because the next path leads higher. If something is taken from your hand, it may be because something greater needs space to arrive. A plant grows only after the seed splits. Your heart also grows after breaking. Ibn Arabi says the seeker must not ask for a life without trials. He must ask for eyes that can recognize what the trial truly is: a hidden mercy, a concealed invitation. The pain you feel today carries wisdom you will understand tomorrow. The burden you are carrying is carving new capacity within you. What looks like falling apart is often falling into place. Sometimes Allah closes every door around you, so you finally turn toward the one door that leads back to Him. In truth, difficulty is not the barrier. Difficulty is the path. There is no spiritual elevation without discomfort. There is no purification without fire. There is no expansion without pressure. Gold is purified through heat. Hearts are purified through hardship. When life becomes heavy, do not assume He has moved away. Often the heaviness is the weight of His nearness reshaping you. Your Lord is not hiding behind your suffering. He is inside it, guiding you out of what was never meant for you. So when pain knocks, open the door. When life collapses, sit among the ruins and listen. When you don't understand, surrender instead of resisting, because what you think is ending may actually be a lie, beginning something new in you. This is the sixth doorway Ibn Arabi reveals. The wound is the opening. The fall is the rise. The hardship is the return. The darkness is the hallway. And the light waits at the end. Do not run from it. Walk through it. Ibn Arabi said that all spiritual paths, knowledge, worship, discipline, struggle, silence, dhikr, eventually dissolve into one final doorway: love. Love is the path. Love is the traveler. Love is the destination. Nothing begins without it, and nothing is completed except through it. You can fear Allah and obey Him out of concern. You can respect Allah and worship with duty. You can know Allah through intellect and theology, but you only meet Allah through love. Fear may push you toward Him. Knowledge may guide you around Him, but love is what lets you enter. There is a sweetness in worship that only lovers of Allah taste, a softness in sada, a tremble in dhikr, a quiet joy in simply whispering His name into the stillness of night. The lover does not pray for reward. They pray because the heart calls Him like a moth calls flame. They do not remember Allah to fulfill obligation. They remember because silence feels empty without His name in it. Ibn Arabi says love is the only door that does not require effort. It opens by itself, like dawn breaking, like flowers unfolding. You do not force it. You surrender to it. When love enters, you start seeing beauty where you once saw burden. You feel closeness even in hardship. You trust even without knowing the outcome. You love Allah not because life is easy, but because life is impossible without Him. Real love is not passion or intensity. It is steadiness, a quiet flame that never dies. It is waking up and remembering Him without effort. It is choosing Him when the world offers 1,000 alternatives. It is knowing that even if everyone leaves, the one who never leaves remains. Love is not something you create. It is something you uncover. Like the sun hidden behind clouds, it was always there. The heart was created to love Allah. Everything else is practice. When love grows inside you, faith stops being a task. It becomes a longing. Quran feels like home. Prayer feels like breathing. Dhikr feels like return. You begin to see His beauty in every face, His mercy in every failure, His wisdom in every delay, His presence in every moment of silence. The lover does not ask Allah, "Why did you test me?" They say, "Do whatever brings me closer to you." Pain becomes purification. Loss becomes invitation. Delay becomes preparation. Everything becomes a message of the Beloved calling you nearer. To love Allah is to live in a world with no separation. You see His signs in wind, in rain, in heartbreak, in healing. You see Him not because He appears, but because the veils finally fall. When love opens, the entire universe becomes a door. You no longer knock, you are welcomed. You no longer seek, you are found. You no longer walk alone. You walk with the one who has always been with you. And this is Ibn Arabi Sep's final unveiling. Love is the first step, the final step, and the step that never ends. When the heart begins to love Allah truly, every other door becomes unnecessary, because love itself becomes the path home. This is the seventh doorway, the doorway where seeking ends and union begins, where His name is not just remembered, it is lived, breathed, adored. Love is not the last lesson. Love is the return. Love is the opening. Love is the light behind every name. When love opens, no door remains closed. You began this journey searching for a door, but perhaps by the end of these 7 lessons, you now understand the door was never hidden. It was never far. It has always lived inside your chest, waiting for you to knock. Every name you whisper opens a path. Every hardship pushes you closer. Every moment of stillness reveals more than a lifetime of noise ever could. You do not need to ask if Allah is near. You need to realize that He has never been absent. The doors are open. The path is clear. The invitation has been written into your heart since the day you were born. Now the question remains, will you walk through? If this message reached you, then may your heart never close again. May remembrance soften your days. May love rewrite your nights. And may you always find the door, no matter where life leads you, because the one you seek is the one who has been seeking you all along.